Hello, welcome to ProTrack Learn to Grow. In this video, we are going to discuss conversions. We will convert decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals in this video. So let's get started. First of all, we have to see the steps, or we have to learn the steps which will help us to convert decimals into fractions. Okay, so the first step is obtain the decimal. Means we should have a decimal number, or we should be given with a decimal number. Second step is take the numerator as the number obtained by removing the decimal point from the given decimal. Means if you are given with the decimal numbers, you just have to remove the decimal point from that number. Okay, and you have to write the remaining number as numerator, and you can write 1 as denominator because it will not change the value of that decimal number. Okay, so the second step is done, and the third step is take the denominator as the number obtained by inserting as many zeros with 1 as there are number of places in decimal point. We have removed the decimal point, right? So in place of decimal point, what we do, we insert zeros. How many zeros? Number of zeros will be equal to the number of decimal places. Okay, decimal places in that given decimal number. Okay, so this is how we convert decimals into fractions. Now let's perform questions to get more clear with these steps. The first question given here is 0.05. Okay, so the first step is obtain the decimal, means let's write it. Okay, we have obtained the decimal and that is 0.05, and the second step says take the numerator as the number obtained by removing the decimal point from the given decimal. So if you will remove the decimal point, you are left with what? You are left with 0.05 and without decimal point, right? So you can write it as 0.05 upon 1 because 1 will not change its value, right? Now this 0.05, third step says, what the third step says? Third step says we have to insert as many zeros as the number of places in the decimal point. You can see we are having 2 decimal places here, right? So we will insert 2 decimals here. Now you can see 0.05. 0.05 can be simply written as 5 because there is no value of 00 before this 5. Therefore we can write it as 5 simply, and denominator will be 100. Okay, and you can see this 5 by 100 is reducible, and if we will reduce this 5 by 100, we will get what? We will get 1 by 20 because we are dividing it by 5. Okay, this is how we convert a decimal into fraction. And the second question you are given with 3.5. Obtain the decimal, that is 3.5. Then we will remove this decimal point. If we will remove this decimal point, we will be left with 35, right? We can write it as 35 by 1. And the third step says you have to insert zeros. How many zeros? Number of zeros will be equal to number of decimal places. Now you can see in this decimal, the decimal place is 1 only because after decimal point we are only having 1 digit. Therefore we are having 1 decimal place and we will insert 1 0 here. Okay, now 35 will be written as 35. There is no 0, therefore 35 will be written as 35 by 10. Okay, this is how we convert decimals into fractions. Let's do some more practice on it. Suppose you are having 2.005. Okay, you are given with this decimal, right? So first step is remove the decimal point. If we will remove the decimal point, we will be left with 2005, and this 2005 can be written as 2005 upon 1. And 2 steps are done. Third step says we have to insert zeros, and the number of zeros will be equal to number of decimal places in the decimal. And here you can see number of decimal places is equal to 3, right? Because we are having 3 digits after the decimal point. Therefore we will insert 3 zeros here. This is the fractional form for this decimal. And you can have like 0.0009. Okay, if you are having like this, now first step is write the number without zeros. Okay, without decimal point. We have to remove the decimal point, and we can write it as like this, right? And here you can simply see we are having 4 decimal places, therefore we will insert 4 more zeros here. Okay, this now 0 0 0 0 9, these zeros do not have any value before 9, therefore we will write it as simply 9 by 10,000. Okay, so this is how we convert the decimals into fractions. First step is to obtain the decimal, means we should have a decimal number or we should be given with a decimal number. This is the first step. Second step is we have to remove the decimal point and we have to write the number as numerator. Okay, in the third step, with 1 in the denominator, we have to insert zeros, and those zeros will be equal to the number of decimal places in the decimal number. Okay, these 3 steps are taken to convert decimals into fractions. Let's proceed. Now we are having conversion of fractions into decimals. We are given with fractions and we have to convert these fractions into decimals. Okay, we are having 2 by 10. Here this is numerator and this is denominator, and you know how to divide numerator by denominator. Numerator comes here and denominator here, right? So we will divide. Numerator is 2, denominator is 10. Now you can see 2 is not divisible by 10. So to make 2 divisible by 10, we will use a decimal point in the question and we will insert 1 0 with this 2. Okay, now 20 is divisible by 10, right? Therefore 10 2s are 20. Okay, now the remainder is 0. When remainder comes 0, our work is done, and 2 by 10 is equal to what? 2 by 10 is equal to 0.2 as decimal. Okay, this is how we convert a fraction into decimal. Now the second question, let's see the second question. Second question is 7 whole 1 by 2. This is given us in a mixed fraction. First of all, we will convert it into improper fraction. Okay, improper fraction is equal to 15 by 2 for 7 whole 1 by 2, right? Now we will divide it as simply we do. So 15 will be written here and 2 will be written as divisor. Okay, now 15 is not completely divisible by 2. So we will use any number which will be less than 15, and there is a number 14. So 2 into 7 gives us 14. So 2 7s are 14. We will use 14 here, and remainder is 1 here now. Right? Now remainder is 1. Now this one is not divisible by 2. So we can insert a decimal point here and we will insert a 0 with this 1. Now 10 is divisible by 2, right? Therefore we will divide it by 2. That is 2 5s are 10, or 5 times of 2 gives us 10. So we will use this. Therefore remainder is 0 here now. Therefore 15 by 2, or you can say 7 whole 1 by 2 is equal to what? 7.5 in its decimal form. Okay, this is how we convert fractions into decimals. Okay, we just have to divide the numerator by denominator. Okay, we will get the decimal form of the given number or of the given fraction. So this much for this video. Do these practice questions and you can drop your answer in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.